my name is Jan van der A and today we are in New York to visit a very special friend. This time I went to New York to visit Tim Garner, a teenage polyglot that speaks over 20 languages. Tim recorded videos of himself speaking in many different languages, including Arabic, Swahili, Hebrew, Indonesian, Russian and a few others. He published these videos on his YouTube channel a few years ago, and after that he got featured on several American TV shows. Since I do speak a few languages myself, I was very excited for this multilingual meetup.
صباح الخير يا مشاهدين. أنا اسمي تيم. أنا هون في نيويورك في سنترال باك، يعني متنزه كبيرة في نيويورك مع صديقي من هولندا يان. واليوم سوف نتكلم عن عدد كبير من الموضوعات المختلفة.
Tim, first of all, thanks for having me here in New York. What happened after the publicity, after all those videos became on, well, what was it, on national television, also on YouTube?
A lot of stuff,
2 million views on the video in which you spoke 23 languages or 20. What happened after that?
A lot of good things, I would say. Definitely, I had a lot of great opportunities to meet different people. I guess I met a lot of people I wouldn't have met otherwise. At the same time, too, it was, it was a little tough because I think a lot of that publicity is very sensationalist. So a lot of people are just interested in having a cool headline. Like, kid speaks 20 languages, or kid knows 20 languages. So
you became very famous. Did you get recognized on the street? Can you give us a few examples? Maybe a few funny experiences.
Yeah, I've had a few runs. Actually, when I was in Berlin over the summer, I was out with some friends, kind of late at night. We were getting pizza, and this kid comes up to me and starts speaking to me in Arabic.
It was in Berlin.
This is in Berlin.
So
yeah.
Even in Berlin, they recognized.
Yeah. Well, actually, he was Syrian. He had just moved to Berlin from Syria, and he started talking to me. He was really good. I sat down with this kid for about an hour. We had a really interesting chat, and ended up being good friends with him for the next week.
How many messages do you get a day?
Between Facebook, YouTube, and other platforms, between 50 and 100. So it's kind of tough to.
And what do they ask you? Like, what is the thing that people want to know about? Because I think this is a good opportunity to tell them, now we can share it.
Sure.
What do they ask you, for example? How do you learn languages? I mean,
I get all ranges of things. Definitely languages. How do you learn? Can you help me learn English? Or sometimes very specific questions, like I'm learning French, can you explain this to me? Or can you tell me how to, pronounce this or that?
Tim took me to one of his favorite bookstores in New York to show us which resources that he uses to learn languages.
در قسمت بعدی مطابق نص صریح مدد آیات القرآنی ملاحظه خواهد شد. عثمانی چگونه همه اونها رو از شان و
Which one do you have? What do you use?
Definitely teach yourself. Good stuff. Let's see. Pinzer is really good.
For which language do you use Pimsleur?
I used to use it for Dutch, and I did Pashto, and I think one or two others. I know, I still remember the stuff that I learned about 3 years later.
Thus far the bookstore. Now back to Central Park, where Tim explains to us how he learns languages.
I think it differs for every language depending on how much work I have. So for example, what I try to do most is to make it as organic as possible. So I try to do as much audio listening as I can, just look at things like news reports, listen to audio programs, listen to music, just make it as relaxed and normal as possible. I just take what I like doing and I incorporate languages into that. So for example, if you like cooking, why not get a cookbook in a foreign language, or why not watch cooking shows in that language? Things like that which make it not really intensive, but still make it so that you're learning a language incrementally.
As you can hear, Tim uses techniques that he finds relaxing and enjoyable. Time to speak in a few languages that we have in common. Heb je hier ook Nederlandse vrienden of leer je het over Skype of vanuit het Duits?
Oui, j'ai quelques amis qui viennent de Hollande. Et quand j'étais à Berlin, pendant l'été, il y avait quelques filles là-bas qui venaient d'Amsterdam. Et on a essayé de parler dans un mélange d'anglais, néerlandais, allemand.
C'est eigenlijk een mix van alle.
Exactement.
Van alle talen samen.
Non, mais c'est vraiment une langue que j'aimerais bien pratiquer et améliorer au futur. Mais malheureusement, j'ai pas le temps. door met me.
Oké. Dus je gaat het nog verbeteren en over een jaar als ik weer naar New York kom, dan kunnen we in Nederlands nog...
Lekker, j'espère. Je te promets.
Dat is mooi, dat gaan we doen. Wo hast du Deutsch gelernt? In Berlin?
Also ja, letzten Sommer habe ich eine Wohnung in Berlin gemietet und jeden Tag, also war ich in einem Unterricht, in deutschen Unterricht, aber ich hab mehr gelernt, also ich habe mehr mit den Büchern gelernt. Also bevor ich nach Deutschland gegangen bin, habe ich zu Hause studiert oder gelernt mit Büchern oder mit meinem Computer und so weiter und danach hatte ich auch einige Gelegenheiten, Deutsch zu sprechen in New York. Eigentlich gibt es einen Lehrer in meiner Schule, der auf Deutschland kommt.
Okay.
Also
dann kannst du
manchmal
auf Deutsch unterhalten mit dem.
ja, aber leider ich möchte gerne ich weiß nicht, ich will üben. Ja, ich habe ja viele vergessen.
你是在学校里面学的
是的，我学中文差不多2年了，或者3年了，但是我没有，不知道，我觉得我的中文水平不太好的，对中文有一点压力，我也写字写的不好看。
因为很多语言你是自学的，是吗？但是中文
是跟老师学的。
你觉得哪一个方式比较好？
因为在学校我每天得说中文，得练习中文，我觉得其实很有用。
你们看 Tim 的中文也很不错吧？怪到时间了，问他一下他的动力是从哪里来的。Do girls do they find it attractive if you speak their language or if you speak many languages?
I have gotten that before.
Yeah.
I will leave it at that. 走吧，走。学的不然干嘛？